Hey, what's going on, everyone? We are finally live. Having some technical difficulties with my internet here in the area. Their Comcast is having some issues here in the area that I live in, and then YouTube's giving me some issues too. So it's like the double whammy. It's the trifecta. So I'm just waiting for all the guests to join. I see Slow-Mo's in the Slow-Mo, you're in the live chat, but you're not in the room, man. Come on. I'm just kidding, man. Anyhow, so we're gonna wait for everyone to arrive. Sorry for the delay, guys. Just, technology and stuff. Now, what I am gonna need from you guys is I'm gonna need all you guys to check your wallets at the door. I need you to check your wallets at the door because I'm wallet watching, I'm pocket watching how people spend and buy video games, because that's like the trend now in the gaming community. It's kind of crazy if you ask me. Anyhow, what's going on, everyone in the live chat? We have Buck Rogers, Dr. Strakis. What's going on, gentlemen? Strap 4K. Talus in the house. We got the usual suspects. We got Eric Jackson in the house. Slow-Mo, Mr. Backslap. We have
I heard you talking, Enrique. Said, why am I in the chat? And
yeah, man.
You didn't send the link to me.
I sent it in the group. I didn't send it in the group DM.
No, you sent
it individually.
Oh man, I'm sorry about that, man. My bad.
It's all good, man.
I'm out here like Dan Snyder, man.
Yeah, you just all over the place.
Yeah, it's been
making all the wrong decisions.
Yeah,
we're here now, man. We already got a downvote.
Yeah, we got a downvote because you buy physical still, Eric.
Yo, that downvote is all E for his tomfoolery on Twitter.
yeah, man. Seriously,
people mad.
By the way, I'm gonna need everyone to check their wallets at the door right now.
No pocket watching.
I am pocket watching. You know what? I'm gonna do a little rant on pocket watching. I'm going to go to the to the altar, if you will, and preach a little bit. Before I do that, though, I do want to welcome our very special guest. And by the way, guys, I'm a little under the weather today, so my voice sounds like crap. It's because I feel like shit wrapped in fuck.
Damn.
Wow.
I got kids, and they bring like nasty colds and shit back with them, Ebola and stuff.
Mm-hmm. They go to school, they come back with the bird flu.
Like typhoid. You get typhoid.
Yeah, did we just cure that? Scurvy.
Like, are we on the Oregon Trail? Like, how am I getting all these diseases?
Yeah, right. The Oregon. Remember that video game, The Oregon Trail? By the way, you guys remember that?
I love that game.
That game was so addictive.
It is so frustrating. Like, you go 5 steps, and then it's like, John has dysentery. 5 more steps. John is dead. Like, what?
Yeah, you just gave me a medical update 2 minutes ago. Now he's dead?
Yeah, he's dead already.
John stubbed his foot. John has amputated his leg.
What?
John has a head cold. John has amputated his leg to cure a head cold. What?
Right. That didn't work. John is dead.
Real quick, guys, want to give a big shout out and proper introduction to our returning guest, gentleman who we love engaging and talking video games with, and I'm going to get his name right this time. We have Undead 3XVI or Nick. What is going on, sir?
Go.
Welcome back to Brap, man.
Right on. And since Eric gets to claim the downvote, if you guys get another downvote, I'm going to claim that from my usual stalkers that I have. So
there you go.
So I do want to talk about something real quick, and I'm not gonna, unlike Luca, I'm not gonna mind my whole ass business here. I do want to say something. Oh wait, hey, did you guys tweet out the link to Forte, by the way?
It's in the group. I put it in the group chat.
Oh, you did? Okay, all right. Because clearly I'm messing up today. So,
You got the sniffles, man.
yeah. I'm like Snuffy. I'm sick, bird. I need my smack, bird.
Snuffy's hoes be earning.
Yeah, Snuffy's hoes be earning. I'm sick, bird. I need my smack, bird.
Was that Chappelle, right?
Yeah, Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
Remember the counting his drugs?
Yeah, man.
No, the count had. I think the count had hoes. He was like,
And Dave Chappelle,
yeah. He was like, how many times must I tell you? Where is my money? 1 smacks, 2 smacks, 3 smacks.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. But yeah, hey, anyhow, I'm getting sidetracked here, guys. I'm sorry. I'm just out of it today. But I do want to talk about a certain tweet that Mr. Eric Jackson put out. That I don't know what happened, Eric. I got what you were saying, and this coming off fresh of Mr. Lord Cognito's, him preaching on the ILP about people pocket watching, right?
Very, very eloquent message that he put out, by the way.
Yes, exactly. And then Eric, you put out, and dude, I saw it too. I saw people. It's funny, like we don't usually comment on fanboy stuff, but I feel like I want to comment it because it just shows me there's just dumb people on planet Earth. And I hate to say that. It's just I don't want to be mean. Okay, you know what? I'm going to take that back. There are people that are somewhat more challenged than others, right? And Eric tweeted something out. Not anything. Eric didn't tweet out, "Oh, Xbox Game Pass is a rental service. What's wrong with you? Why are you renting games? Ha ha ha." No, because I've seen that nonsense on the other side too, and that's got to stop. Because let me tell you something. If PlayStation Now had games day and date, you guys would have chubbies and be running to PlayStation Now to get Death Stranding day and date day one for just $1. You guys would do that. Who wouldn't? I would.
And they some of them probably would just get it and not play it because it seems like they care more about trolling on Twitter than actually playing games. But
that's the fanboy way.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, but now because PlayStation doesn't have it, they go out on Twitter and say things like, "You guys are ruining the gaming industry because you won't buy your games," which is.
But you know what though? That's not our job to figure out how Microsoft's going to sustain any of this. That's Microsoft's job. And at the end of the day, if Microsoft goes, the Xbox division goes belly up. Guess what? Guess what I'll be doing? Gaming. I will still be gaming. I don't need to have an Xbox to game. I don't need to have a PlayStation game. As long whoever's making games and the games are good, that's where I'm going to be at. I'm trying to find your tweet, Eric.
I can say it. I have it up.
You have it up. Go ahead, slow mo.
Yeah. And before I'm going to describe the GIF that's there.
By the way, guys,
I think that's part of what aggravated people too.
I was just about to say that GIF, whatever you want to call it, really triggered a lot of people. It's Martin playing. I forgot the name of that character.
Is he the pimp? Is it
no? It's the martial arts dude who really can't do martial arts. But,
right.
I'm a player from the Himalayas.
And someone has their hand on his shoulder and he says, "Somebody done told you wrong, punk." I love that scene. But the actual tweet says, "I understand Game Pass is an attractive service, but some of you Xbox guys need to fall back a bit. There are plenty of people who have no problem paying retail for their games still and owning them. Like it's all of a sudden weird to buy games over subbing to a service." Now, I got it. It makes sense to me. He's not saying Game Pass is bad or you shouldn't get Game Pass, just that you shouldn't be coming at people who still say they want to buy their games and acting like there's something wrong with them. Am I wrong here? Is that not what you were saying, E?
That's all I was saying.
Well, I mean, reading's hard, guys. Okay.
Apparently.
Nick,
I
thought reading was fundamental.
Article that 5 reasons the PlayStation 4 was awesome. I forgot a reason someone didn't like. They're like, "You're a fucking asshole because you didn't like this reason." I'm like,
they're like, They're like, Nick, how dare you not comment about how cool the blue bar looks on the DualShock 4?
No, the even better ones is when people come at you sideways and they didn't even read the article. It's a point you bring up in the article. They're like, well, you didn't talk about this. And then you like screenshot and send it to them. And they're like, I'm just going to block you because you
embarrassed me. Yeah, that stuff happens all the time. People read headlines and they just assume what the rest of the article says. I don't mean to
interrupt Slow-Mo, but Eric's tweet made perfect sense to me, loud and clear. I didn't understand what the confusion or mix-up was. I don't know how some of these guys. I got to be honest with you. I hope some of these guys aren't middle age, not middle age, but like teenagers, younger children that are just coming in to troll on Twitter because they want to be cool, whatever. Because I fear for the prosperity of this country if people can't comprehend context and what Eric was trying to say. People can't read, because it was clear to me that he was not saying like you said, Slow-Mo, that Game Pass sucks. He was just saying, hey, stop looking at people funny who don't use Game Pass or have Game Pass and still want to purchase games. Look, Forte went out and got. Did Forte get the like Gears bundle or something with the Lancer, or am I thinking of something else?
I got the Lancer.
You got the Lancer. So
as a pony, I got a Lancer.
Yeah. So yeah, right. You know what's funny, Eric? You probably spend more on Xbox related like special release items than some of these guys do that are attacking or that are giving you a hard time.
They ain't spending no money, Enrique. They paying for Game Pass. They don't want you to spend no money. Pay your $1 and have fun.
And I want to know how these guys are getting Game Pass every month for $1.
Yeah, and then and they brag about having Ultimate as if you can go back from Ultimate. And say, I keep getting it for like everyone keeps, even both sides in the argument. Everyone keeps talking about the $1. Like, y'all do realize that's the entry price, right?
Yes, it is the entry price.
You got it for $1 a couple of months ago, but you're not paying $1 still.
Right. Unless you're like, some of us who had Xbox Live for a couple years, all just built up.
God bless Game Pass Ultimate till 2021.
Right. That's me too.
We can sit here and tell you right now, we were watching E3, all of us. We figured out the fine print, done it, did it, switched over. We all did it.
Did it.
But
But let me tell you something. I'm still going to buy physical games because there's times where I know that if there's a game that I'm interested in and there's a like a deluxe edition or something, it's got a cool chrome case or steel case, I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna buy that game,
right?
Because
Nick will tell you in a minute. We need that steel book.
Mm-hmm.
Nick, are you big on that?
You're talking to a man. You're talking to a man who got a review code for Gears 5, has it through the Ultimate. The Ultimate Edition through Game Pass, but still went out and bought it for the Steelbook.
And here's the funny thing for all the people that were coming at me for my tweet. I'm like, did you buy the Ultimate Edition, or are you still bragging that you got it for $1? I bought the Ultimate Edition because it had the Alex Ross cover on the Steelbook. I had to have that. I paid it wasn't $90, it was a Gamer Club Unlocked, but still, I went out and bought it. Right? Where I messed up, I think, in that tweet was I put Xbox guys and Game Pass, and that's all they saw. What I'm learning is, my daughter being in kindergarten, we're doing something called sight words.
Wow. Are you saying these people don't know their sight words?
Well, they know a version of sight words. They see certain things and it just makes them, like my daughter, she's watching TV. She goes, "Ooh, a sight word." So she doesn't know the whole sentence, but she sees the sight words. So that's how these dudes read tweets. They started off and it said, what I was saying in the tweet. And then all they saw was Xbox guys and Game Pass. And they were off to the races.
Right.
And then they started assuming everything. What's wrong with options?
So what you're saying is basically your tweet was read by some people as like a CIA document where it's only got the date and the name.
Everything's redacted.
Everything's redacted, yeah.
Everything was redacted. And I'm like, nothing's wrong with options.
Is your last name Snowden, Eric?
I know, right? And people were like, Game Pass is great, but I'm like, I have Game Pass. I also still buy physical games. I buy a lot of digital games. I just buy a lot of games. And if you would have taken the time to go down my timeline, you probably would have seen tons of pictures of collector's editions and everything else from Switch, PS4, Xbox, everything else. But I was, I was a Sony fanboy. I was, one dude told me, "You're just jealous."
Jealous of something I already own?
I always wanted to reply to him and say, let me get this right. So if you go buy a bunch of dollar menu burgers, I'm jealous of that too? Or is that something I can actually go access myself? Don't act like Game Pass is a mansion or, a Ferrari. I can get Game Pass.
You know what I'll never understand is gatekeeping in video games in terms of like with the whole like versus argument. It's like, well, I bought a PlayStation or I bought an Xbox, so I'm superior to you. I'm like, dude, you walked into Walmart with $400. You ain't special.
Right. And guess what? I could walk right behind you at the same register and do the same exact thing. Yeah. We're not handing out participation trophies, my friend.
And the funny thing is that particular thing, we see that most with like the PC community that looks down on everything that's not at 90 frames per second or higher, and it's just like
there's nothing wrong with that, by the way, Slow-Mo.
That's a real.
You stop it.
Look, if you want to be a console peasant and play muddy textures in 30 frames a second, have at it. Have at it. I ain't gonna stop you.
See, this is exactly what I'm talking about.
Enrique, what's wrong with options?
Hey, you know what? I need to check your wallet, Eric. I need to know how you spend your money on video games, sir.
Right. I need to look
in the chat.
I need to see your bank account statements. Sir.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, Eric, big shout out to that's got to be Lord Cognito. What is going on, sir? Iron Lords podcast in the house.
No, you got to do it right, Enrique. Introducing the no wallet watcher gamer. I'm sorry, I can't do it. No pocket watching.
No pocket watching gamer.
I really hope no one ever pocket watches me for the simple reasons that everyone's gonna realize I'm broke as fuck.
Oh my god! But it's crazy. And then on the other side, you got people like saying, "Oh, I can't. Or I won't talk to you because you're not really supporting this hobby." I'm like, what? Wait, where is this coming? I'm telling you, oh god, I gotta be careful what I say, but I am just shocked. Like, one guy, I'm not gonna name this guy, said that he's calling people Game Pass hustlers. What? Like, what is what is going on? Like, it's crazy. It's like, yo, who cares how you? As long as you're gaming. I don't care how you game. If you borrow games for your friends, if you game share, we're gonna start shaming people that game share now. Is that what we're gonna do? You know what's funny? Some of the live chat mentioned. Hold on just a second here. Some of the live chat said, these people will brag about Game Pass and then brag about how you can buy the game at 20% off. It's like, don't they see the irony there? Why they shame people for buying physical disc or digital downloads? They're gonna go ahead and prop up. Well, you can save 20%. Go ahead, E.
Yeah, I had people. No, I'm saying I had people like explaining to me how Game Pass works with the 20% and this, and I'm like, yo, I know how it works. That's not what I'm saying. I even had somebody like try to use Cognito's words against me. I'm like, yo, you're not gonna come in here and blow up my man's spot. He put down a very nice, eloquent way of saying something. You're not gonna mess that up.
Yeah,
I said, we're not even doing that.
Look, I just don't understand this idea of caring about how people spend their money to support their video game habit. I don't get it. Like, this is a new low for me in the gaming community. Like, this is like rock bottom because
nothing new about this. It's always been like this.
Forte.
It's been like this. I don't know why you even. I don't know why you feeding the trolls right now.
Hey, Forte, I need you to check your wallet at the door, sir.
Look, man, let me take this hat off.
I need to review your bank accounts, your bank receipts, and see how you're spending your money.
What you trying to say, man?
What I really want to know is with some of these guys that always come sideways on social media, I'm like, all right, how many months have you had the Pornhub premium account locked down? That's what I really want to know. How much money are you spending on porn every month? This is the real questions here.
Oh my goodness!
Like, some of you guys don't get outside a lot.
Wow.
Wow. The thing is once you realize that social media gaming community, as soon as you go, hey, I like this thing. someone's gonna come along and go, "Fuck you! I hate that thing."
Right.
It doesn't matter. You could be like, "Oh, look at this cute little baby panda." Someone on Twitter is gonna come, run up, and kick that panda in the face.
Yeah, he's like, fuck that panda.
Fuck that panda. Fuck your couch.
Because there's literally dudes. There's been guys that I know. Like there was a dude when Uncharted 4 came out. And I didn't have a PlayStation 4 when Uncharted 4 came out. And he tweeted at me nonstop about how I was missing out on the best game of this generation. And I was like, it's cool. So I bought the PlayStation 4. I played Uncharted 4. I loved it. Had a great time. And then someone retweets this dude. This is like a year and a half after Uncharted 4 came out. And he's like, I finally bought Uncharted 4. I can't wait to play this game. I'm like, hold up. You've been tweeting me for a year and a half. You ain't even played the game? Year and a half, 37 tweets. And you just got the game. Okay.
Oh my goodness. Yeah,
people aren't level-headed.
No, they aren't. And the sad thing is, and the reason I bring this up is because at the end of the day, we're arguing about the same thing that we all love. That's the part that kills me. We all love gaming. Why are we?
You sure that those people love gaming though?
You know what? Maybe not. Maybe you're onto something there, Forte.
Let's be for real. See, I learned this a long time ago, like probably not that long ago, probably a couple months ago. But look, man, people like to say stuff just so they can feel like they're taking real estate out inside your head. I should know about this because I do it the slow-mo once or twice every month. I want him to get so upset at me where all he does is think about me. And I don't have to say anything. All he does is just rant and rave about me. Then you know what? That's when I know I won. Because I don't have to say anything. And let's
pause for a moment.
Oh, here it comes.
When have I ever ranted and raved about Forte?
Time out real quick.
Here we go.
Forte, we can see your head. That's pretty much it, man. Yeah.
No, in the little
in the little circle.
Oh, it's a circle?
Yeah. We got the overlay, man.
Oh, that's why you got the overlay. Oh,
yeah.
Well. That's why.
Let's
go ahead.
Let's
there we go.
This foolishness. I don't think about Forte. The only time I think about Forte is when I feel bad about just how badly I destroy him in arguments, and it makes me
forget about it at that moment.
It makes me wonder just how badly he's feeling about that at that time, and then I laugh because it's just like, there's nothing I can do about it. So.
I just think about every day that a new person joins the Destiny community and slow-mo's over there like Division 2 is going to be better, and I live in that world right now, so it is what it is. But no, serious. No, I'm just throwing shade at slow-mo because I love him. If I don't say something to the slow-mo every day, I feel like my day isn't complete. But seriously, that's literally what happens, though. People literally just want to take real estate out in your head. And if you continually go back and forth with that person, all you doing is feeding the troll what they want. If they didn't care about it, they wouldn't even say anything about it. That's the biggest thing that most people don't realize. And all we do is just fester and let this stuff just keep going on. And you know what? It's cool because it's entertainment for a while. But then when we let these same individuals piss us off to the end when we got to go on a show and talk about it, that's where I feel like it goes too freaking far. And look, man, I respect everybody. I respect every last one of you guys on here. But trust me, man, y'all, like, especially you, Brad, Enrique, you be letting these people, like, just, I don't know, man. Let those people live.
I do it because
say what they want to say.
I do it because I'm not the kind, like, how do I describe it, man?
You be talking, you chastise these people like they your kids, man.
Yeah, well, no, you know what it is, man. It's more so that they came at Eric, and it's just like, come on, like this guy, like Eric of all people.
But you see what E be doing.
But you know what? But I didn't. But I,
let him be.
No, well, no, he replied too. But part of it too is that it's like letting these dudes know, like, hey, you know what, like just ease up and let's just stop, the nonsense.
I get you.
And I talk about it because it's good to talk about it. It's a healthy conversation because. At the end of the day, the point that I'm trying to make, despite whatever the trolls are, whatever our differences are, we're arguing, and this is my main point, we're arguing over the same thing that we love. That's the irony of that is just crazy.
I disagree with that.
Well,
we are definitely not arguing with people on the same thing that they love. I already told you the game that they're playing is Twitter. They're playing the game of Twitter. They're not playing games. Half these people sit in Hulu chats, Hulu, and watch ads on the internet all damn day. They don't play games.
Now, Forte, I don't think you can just outright say these guys, all of them aren't playing games.
Well, I'm not. Okay, that was a blanket statement. You're absolutely right. Not all of them don't play games, but guess what? A good majority, probably, for the most part, the ones that got enough time to sit on there and have a 45-minute argument with you on a Twitter post, man, what are you really? I got way too much stuff. First, work, family, didn't want to play games, and then you want to do a podcast every other day. When do you actually have time to like really truly just play games? If that's all you're doing on a consistent basis,
the math doesn't add up.
It don't add up, and that's the biggest thing.
The numbers don't add up. But I do agree with Slow Mo. I think there are some people that
not everybody
that really do play games, and it's just
like you. I
know,
give you that. You play games.
I play on PC. You know,
You had to throw that in. You had to throw that in there.
Yeah, I throw on PC. Oh, speaking of which, I jumped into Erica. She has a Discord now, so jump in that Discord if you guys want. But I was talking to Meds, and Meds, as soon as I jumped in there, Meds was like, "Man, I want to tell you, dog, congratulations on getting the whole Brat podcast to come over to PC." I was like, "The plan is working."
We're not all there yet. I'm not there yet.
It's not everyone.
And Slow-Mo said it on Twitter. He was like, I'm not selling my Xbox. So he was throwing shade at somebody that said they was going to sell their Xbox. But, I'm going to mind my own business on that one.
Yeah. Why are you coming in here starting stuff?
Forte likes to stir the pot, man.
I wasn't throwing shade at anyone. All I did was I'm not selling my Xbox. That's it.
Man.
And you gotta go add all this extra stuff to it.
Look, man,
he's not in the DM.
He throwing shade at somebody.
Look, man.
Down goes Frazier.
Look, man, I am the harbinger.
He's not in the DM as much. So when he finally comes in, he got to catch up for lost time.
Yep, sure do.
So that's what I look at.
Cause I do be looking at those posts. I'll be like, look at this. What is this? I was like, okay, well, we'll talk about this later. But no, I just came from seeing Adam's Family with the kids, so that's why I wasn't here at 9:00. But I had to make up for. You're right. I had to make up for lost time. So that's why you got to come in hot and heavy.
You mean like last week when you guys were arguing whether or not Destiny 2 is free, which we're not going to talk about tonight.
He tried to take that to Twitter.
Not free.
No, yeah, we're not going to do that. You know what? I'm going to have to start a Patreon account and do like for $5 Patreon, you get to listen to, you get early access to Slow Mo and Forte debate.
Or early access to Slow Mo educating Forte on what's free and what's not free.
Oh, wow. Here we go. Yeah. See, I was trying to. Okay. All right, guys. So, good talk, Forte. Great seeing you, man. Hope you enjoyed the movie.
It's nice. It's nice seeing you two guys. I really missed you.
We missed you too, man. Miss your positivity, man. But come on, Slow Mo.
What?
I heard
did I do that out loud? My bad.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I heard it too.
Yeah, I just want to say something. PC Master Race. That's all I got to say.
I ain't even went that far yet, and I have a great PC. Hey. Come on, man. You can't just be dropping everything. All your friends are on con. You know what?
Hey,
the next time I see you, the next time I see you on Xbox Live with a
what?
When I look on Xbox Live, if you're playing, it shows if you're on a PC or you're on Xbox.
Yeah.
If for this person that supposedly switched over to the PC Masterworks, I don't need to be seeing anything other than a PC icon next to your Xbox. If you on Xbox, I'm gonna fraud you. I'm just letting you know that.
Forte, let me tell you something, man. I am an ambassador of the community.
Oh Lord, here we go. We got another Craig going on here. Craig, where you at?
I try to help out my fellow gamer, and there are times where I got to go out and help the peasants as a Christian man. This is what.
Whoa! Wait, did you just say the peasants? So is Slow Mo a peasant? Because he ain't on PC yet.
No, Slow-Mo has
What?
a gaming PC.
How am I not on PC yet?
Slow-Mo
I have
has a PC. Slow-Mo is showing me the monitor he's getting on DM.
This is why Forte
Slow-Mo,
is wrong
Slow-Mo, that was a
98% of the time.
Slow-Mo,
Because
Slow-Mo,
he
that
don't
was a
pay
shot.
attention to anything.
Slow-Mo,
He
that was
doesn't
just a
know
shot.
what's going on. He
Slow-Mo.
jumps in the chat not knowing what anything is happening and just say all the
Slow-Mo.
wrong stuff.
Slow-Mo, that was just a shot, bro. I know you actually posted on Twitter. You were saying, hey, played Destiny 2 for the first time on PC. And Enrique was like, yes, it's glorious. Welcome to the master race. And I was like another convert. And you were like, not selling my Xbox just yet. So I was paying attention, sir. So I just wanted to rile up the troops again as usual.
Not selling it at all. Forget the just yet. It's I'm not selling it, period. Like I can see myself using it just to play some
Outer
games.
Worlds.
Oh, I can't.
I'm playing that on PC.
Yeah, I'm playing that on PC too.
What?
Yeah, you gotta.
It's a single player game.
Yeah,
I'm keeping the Xbox because there are a lot of people that I still play games with, and they have Xboxes, and I'm still going to play with them. I'm still going to keep the Xbox.
All right, hey guys, real quick.
What would you say to a person like Enrique that didn't want to keep his Xbox, and the only reason he still has is because his wife convinced him to keep it for the kids?
Happy wife, happy life.
That's his business. See, this is where we're talking about pocket watching, man.
Yeah. What? Now he's
Forte's
relationship watching.
He said that on a you said that on a podcast, sir. So I don't want to hear no spot watching. You said that on the last podcast.
Where did I say on the last what?
Okay,
we're not talking about you, sir. We're talking about Enrique here.
Okay, you know what, sir? We are going to move on to the first topic of this evening. We're not
please.
We're not going to debate aimlessly about PC Master Race.
Hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button.
Hit the like button. Before we go on the topic, hey Nick, I just saw your DM, Nick. You want to? I think that's a pretty good topic to talk about.
Oh
yeah, what is it?
Mike Ybarra leaving for Blizzard?
He's going to Blizzard?
He's going to Blizzard, yeah. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I actually just saw that right now. That just popped up. So, breaking news. Sorry, guys. Thank you, Forte. That's what I was looking for. Nick, you want to go ahead and
they talked about this on Xbox 2,
make a video on
where he could possibly land.
Well, they said it.
Blizzard or Nintendo.
Yeah. Not Forte. Nick, why don't you, since you broke the news, man, on Brad, why don't you go ahead and give us a little bit of insight.
All right, so Mike Ybarra announced on Twitter that he is joining Blizzard Entertainment as the executive vice president and GM starting 11/4, which I have to admit, I gotta give him a lot of credit. Going to Blizzard in their current situation right now, that's ballsy.
Very ballsy.
That is ballsy. He is wading right into the fire there.
Yeah,
I think he can go in there. And knock some heads around.
Man, that signing bonus looks real good right now.
That's the
I don't know,
money.
but I don't think he's got the length of arm to knock the heads required to make Blizzard pay attention. We'll say that.
As long as Diablo 4 comes out and is actually good, I don't care.
Well, at least you're honest. This is the biggest thing. It's like when everyone's like, I'm boycotting Blizzard. I'm disabling my WoW account. I'm like, yep.
That's a lie.
When as Diablo 4 is revealed, everyone gets forgetful. Everyone always gets short-term memory loss as something they like comes out.
I'm there day one and buying the collector's edition and don't even know what's in the box yet.
Yeah. Wow.
Did you guys hear about what the rumors about BlizzCon? Apparently Diablo 4 would be there, a Diablo 2 remaster, Overwatch 2, and another game they're going to show. I don't know what the other game is.
Unfortunately, the best thing on that list is the remake of Diablo 2 because they should have did that a long time ago. Best Diablo game ever made right there.
Well, I mean, it's going to be interesting. Ybarra going to Blizzard. Let's see, the issue really is that Blizzard, from a leadership standpoint, doesn't resemble the same company that they used to be. No, they used to be all
Activision.
Yeah, it's basically Activision with their hand up their butts and like a puppet making them speak for them, because essentially all their decisions have been very Activision-like decisions.
Oh shit!
I mean, it is what it is.
With a hand up her butt. Seriously.
Yeah,
in the past 2 years, all of their upper leadership people at Blizzard are gone, been replaced by Activision people who have been put in place outside of Ybarra now. But like and everything they've done in the past 2 years has been nothing but piss people off and been very un-Blizzard like. Blizzard drops games when the game is ready. They cancel games. They used to cancel games that would be 3-4 years in development because they knew the game wasn't up to their quality. Activision don't do that. That's not Activision.
Yeah, Activision gives you a new Tony Hawk with like a 6 gigabyte download with the actual real game in it.
No,
right.
Let's go.
No, that's what they did.
Activision has Blizzard show up to BlizzCon, not show Diablo 4, but show you a Diablo mobile game. And then have the audacity to be on stage condescendingly speaking to the people who spent a ton of money to be there.
Yeah, what's wrong with you peasants? You ungrateful.
Look, man, I'm sorry. The April is an April Fool's joke is still #1 ever at a conference I ever heard in my life. That was just great. But does it say when Mikey Barrett what's his position going to be? Does it say what he's going in at?
Yeah, he's going to be the vice president, executive vice president, and general and GM.
God damn, that's like 6 hats.
I tell you what, Nick, man, he's got
nice parking space.
Yeah, he got a nice parking space, nice sign-on bonus, man. But he's got some. Nick, what did you agree? He's got his work cut out for him, man.
Look, man, he got a golden parachute before he even started the job, so it don't matter.
Look, I'm going to say this. If there was ever someone that I think could go toe-to-toe with Activision execs and kind of go against, quote-unquote, what they're dealing with in that situation, it'd be Mike Ybarra. The guy clearly has a no-give-shits limit at all.
Yeah, man. Can't get a clap back, man.
Yeah.
Like, that man gave no shits. Like, even, like, it's basically public knowledge that, like, Mike Ybarra wasn't allowed to do E3 presentations because he loved getting into the fan hype of it all and would be like, yeah, fuck the competition. Like, everyone's always like, Microsoft's whole, like, they call it the Kumbaya mantra, and they're all friendly and everything else. Mike Ybarra was still the old school, like, 1990s video game generation. He's like, nah, fuck Sony. I'm going to do this better than you can do this. And that's his mentality. And I think in Blizzard, with their current state, I think that kind of attitude is what they need. But I don't necessarily know how long that attitude will hold out if they're in as bad a shape as we think they are.
There's some big personalities over at Activision Blizzard, man, for sure. So, there's probably going to be a butting of heads, if you will, with Ybarra there. But wish him the best. Hopefully he can kind of right the ship. I mean, a lot of people were really, like you said, really disappointed when they announced that mobile version of Diablo. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. And there's the rumored Overwatch 2, which I think that announcement's supposed to happen. Is that happening soon, or is that next year?
It will happen at BlizzCon. BlizzCon is like what, the first week of November?
Sure it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, we should we should go out there and support Ybarra. What do you say, Forte? We go out there, we dress like some like World of Warcraft guys, and we go out there.
Do you know where BlizzCon is?
Yeah, it's in California.
It's in Anaheim, California.
Yeah.
The most boringest place you can ever be.
Well, Forte, let's go, man.
No, I'm straight. BlizzCon, dude, the only reason I would go was for BlizzCon, but then when I think about where it's at, it's in Anaheim. It's at the Anaheim Convention Center. That's where we had our conference 2 years ago. And let me tell you, it was no reason to go outside in Anaheim. Disney World is, what is it? Disney World, yeah, Disneyland is right around the corner from there. And I'm sorry, it's just nothing in Anaheim to do. So once I get out of that conference, what am I going to do in Anaheim? There's no bars. There's no
bars.
What am I gonna do? Go to Morton's, the Morton Steakhouse that's in the parking lot there?
Go to Morton's. Go to Disneyland.
Now we all go together. We could bring Nick too. Nick, you along to come with us with this. If we all go together, then I would be like, yeah. Then I'll hang out with the Brat family. We can do bongs and everything there, man.
I'm gonna cosplay as a panda from World of Warcraft.
What?
No,
see, that's not like Killer Instinct. No, Tekken. That's Tekken, sir. Tekken, a panda.
No. All you gotta do is to create some drama. Show up to BlizzCon dressed up as Winnie the Pooh. See how far you get.
Oh my god.
Well,
All
it depends on. No, what about if you showed up as a treasure trove? It depends on which one you actually showed up as, though.
Oh my goodness.
There's a bunch of them in that game.
Hey, OBJ and the Don's reaction to Mikey Barter's news go to Blizzard. Ew.
Ew.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah.
I bet you wouldn't be saying that if he came over there to Sony.
Ooh,
Might make that might make that system a little bit better.
Oh,
I think
okay.
the ill was
At least that infrastructure on that system.
I think the ill was more towards Blizzard.
I know, I'm just messing with OBJ. I know what he meant.
I'll
OBJ,
take-
I'm just
What's up all day?
I'm
We
just
got all
messing
day
with you.
digital in the chat. What's up,
What's up,
man?
all
messing
day?
with you, OBJ. Sorry about those Redskins once again.
Oh my god.
But shout out to those Nationals though. Y'all got something to cheer for in Washington.
Yes. Yes,
I'm so
sir.
proud of the DMV. Y'all got rid of trash.
Yes.
Y'all got rid of some trash and Harper and got y'all a trooper there now. He want to
Yeah.
be there
Yeah,
until
no.
y'all got to pay him.
Yeah, no. It's exciting to be a DC sports fan, but yeah, so big news, guys. That's huge. Just breaking right now as we podcast live. And again, wish Mr. Ibarra all the best in his new role at Blizzard. So
We can still play games with him. That's all that matters.
yeah, exactly. Hopefully, maybe he'll jump in the live chat. Someone tweet him, tell him to come here, hang out with us.
You know, I'm looking at the details of Overwatch 2. It actually looks pretty good.
It does.
Is it going to be
Yeah.
is it actually going to have a campaign this time? And not
Yeah,
have a game?
for what the rumors are saying, there's going
Yeah.
to be a PvE campaign in addition to all of the PvP content that the first game had. And
so
the campaign is, if you understand the lore of the characters in Overwatch, they're very much kind of like that universe's version of the Avengers. At least some of them are. So like it's supposed to be very similar to that, as they're like kind of like a team of heroes. So it's that seems pretty interesting. I wonder when it's coming out.
So we're going to finally get a chance to see the side of Titan that we never saw before, hopefully.
Yeah, maybe, because that's
Yeah,
what
maybe.
Titan was supposed to be.
Yeah. All right, guys. I do want to move on to another story real quick. We have some
Yes, sir.
PlayStation 5 news, and Forte, I heard you on Boom's Prime. Is it Primetime Gaming? Is that the Monday night show?
That is it, man.
Yeah,
Prime
primetime
time
and
gaming
gaming.
with the family.
Yeah. So I heard you talking recklessly about the pricing of PlayStation 5, but we'll get to that. in a
Oh,
sec.
they don't recklessly, brother. I
Yes.
made sure I shouted out the podcast and
Yes, you
everything when I
did.
said
Yes. He's like, yes. So,
Are you still talking that $600 nonsense?
Brother,
yes.
you wait. Wait.
Well, I will say
It's not
this.
going to be $600.
Just wait. Bro, just wait. Just wait. I'm just letting you know now. Just wait.
Yeah. So basically, there's a lot of rumors going around about the PlayStation 5 CPU. Look. I think all of us have been talking about this for a long time. We knew these consoles were going to be, I think, and I think we all agree with this, a bigger leap from, the last generation to this generation. And the big leap is I mean, you look at the CPU. You're talking about I think it's coming clocked in at 3.2 gigahertz. I think is what Digital Foundry was saying. But basically, a lot of the rumors of the code names that were going around that we were talking about early in the year, Gonzalo, Obron, Prospero, those things are in fact like real. And what they've learned is that the CPU clock speed should be, as I mentioned, 3.2 gigahertz. You're looking at a CPU at 8 cores, 16 threads. I think that's what I have right now, my 2700X AMD. Hey, by the way, what CPU did you go with, Slow-Mo?
I have a i7 9700K.
Woo! Nice.
Got better than me. That's what I'm
Yeah.
talking about, baby.
I've yet to play a game that's even made it sweat yet. So it's
I know, ain't it great?
Isn't that beautiful?
yeah.
Isn't that beautiful? So, it's okay. So, Digital Foundry actually, did you guys see this? They built a PC to benchmark performance for next gen consoles. Like, so they took some PC parts based on some of this information that's been floating out there with GPU, CPU. They put it together. They actually went with they went with a 3700X CPU, and I'm like, I will say, Forte, if they go with a 3700X CPU, I think you might be on to something with a $600 price point.
Nah, it's going to be clocked way lower. Like they're taking like PC parts that aren't going to work in a console due to like not really being able to cool it the same way you could cool it in like a tower, a PC like an actual PC
They
tower.
do have things called modular builds that you can still put over $1,500 worth of stuff in.
Yeah, but then how are you going to, even with getting discounts from AMD for buying in bulk, how are you going to get that close to a price that casual gamers will buy? Because we all know the hardcore will buy it. Like if it's $800, the hardcore is going to buy it. But that's not where you price it at. You price it
is too much, man.
Look, this I don't think Sony's going to do this. I think Sony's going to probably tip to, now that we know a $500 system is more than acceptable in this climate, Sony, I think, on the bottom end is going to make you spend $500 for that new system. They're not coming out with multiple systems like Xbox isn't doing that either. But PlayStation's minimum $500. I can see $550, but I don't know how the half
you
price.
You said $650.
No, I said PlayStation.
Yes.
PlayStation, I can see $500 on the low end, $550 on the high end, but I don't see how the half price between $500 and $600 works. So I can see them doing $600, but it's more $500 for PlayStation, depending on all these speculations. If these speculations are true, there's no way this system's going to be less than $600. Now,
wait. Let me just Forte, hold on. I'm gonna interrupt you real quick before you get to the price thing, because this is going to tie into your point. Just to let the audience know. So basically, there was a leak from a renowned PC gaming insider that said that the Gonzalo APU should be offering four times more power in comparison with the base PlayStation 4 model, and performance is higher than GTX 1080 GPU from NVIDIA, which you, sir, have the 1080 GPU. That's pretty damn impressive.
My 1080, my regular 1080, I literally just sold for $500 online. $500 for a used one. So, and that's apples to oranges at this point, because those CPU prices by next year are going to come down even more. So I'm not even GPU prices will too. But the biggest thing is, I'm more bullish on my prediction that Microsoft's going to charge you $600 for the next system than anything. And the reason,
that would be stupid.
Listen, it doesn't matter. What is Microsoft's number one focus going into next generation? Anybody can.
Game Pass.
So if Game Pass is their number one focus, they're going to be rolling out xCloud over the next year too. We already know Microsoft don't care about system sales. So if they don't care about system sales, they're already going to have a system on the market called the Xbox One X that's still going to play all the same games, and all those same games will play on a new system going forward. So they're going to drop the price of the Xbox One X. It's probably going to be about $300 for the entry point on that system, which will be a good price for it, because it's going to be $200 cheaper than it normally is now. And guess what? That new system, you can pay a premium for it, because guess what? They don't care if you buy it. All they care about is the fact that you are in the ecosystem one way or another. And they came out with an article saying that we are literally not going to lose the power struggle, and we are going to have the fastest CPU. When's the last time you ever heard a system say uncompromised frame rate in the game? They never said that with the Xbox. They just basically said 4K, never said anything about frame rate at all. But all of a sudden now we're going to have uncompromised frame rate.
Okay, Forte. This is where I think where I think you're wrong, and is that if they really were just going to be just blindly doing whatever they think they need to do for next gen, then they would have gone ahead with the Lockhart. But they heard from what we understand is developers was like, we ain't really trying to do multiple different builds for different SKUs like this. So the Lockhart was gone. I think they are listening now, and I don't think they're going to make the same mistake of launching the Scarlet $100 more expensive, regardless of the fact that there's it's going to be more. If they did that, it will likely be more powerful. I don't know whether it's going to be more powerful or not. I'm not saying it is or isn't. That's not my argument. But if they're going to go $100 more and just to be more powerful, I think that's a mistake, because what you're going to get is you're gonna get casual gamers looking at the next Call of Duty, the next Madden, the next whatever game they get, and saying, okay, I see a marginal difference between these two, but the PS5 still looks amazing, and I already got a bunch of digital games on my PSN account. That's just having a more powerful system isn't enough for me to switch over.
The system isn't the selling point. That's the purpose. See, we've been looking at this backwards for the last 6 months. The system is not. Listen, the system is not the selling point anymore. It's all. What do we always say? Why did all of us on this platform say we are not buying the next Xbox? Why do we all say that? What was my main reason saying I'm not going to buy the next Xbox? Because there's no reasons for me to do. Because they haven't shown me on the game front that is worth it to me. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. No matter what, they're going to bring out a system that's going to compete at the highest level that it needs to compete for the asking price they're going to ask for that system. Because guess what, Slow-Mo? The hardcore are going to spend $600 for that system. And guess what? If there's 2-3 million people that buy that $600 system, that's Microsoft. That's all they care about. They don't care about anything else other than making sure that their system is number one when it comes to that narrative, and make sure that Game Pass is in everybody's face and xCloud takes off like it needs to take off. Because ultimately, it really just comes down to this. You're not going to convince somebody that has a huge library on a PlayStation to come over to Xbox.
Hey, Slow-Mo, Forte. Gregor Von Dupe says Forte talking himself out of a job. I want to. It ain't got nothing to do with a job. It's just a simple. Dude, I'm a realist. I literally just sold 2 months of Xbox Live to this lady that walked in my store, and she was buying an Xbox. She wanted to buy 3 games off the store. I said, no, just get Game Pass and buy 2 years worth of it, and go home and upgrade it for $1 and get Ultimate Game Pass.
Okay, so you know, Forte, I recall a couple months ago.
Go ahead.
You said that the combined Xbox systems were going to outsell PS5 and the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, because Halo, and I'm starting, and I think I'm gonna lose. And I think I'm gonna lose that battle because Halo is
talking,
in trouble.
Sir, listen.
Go ahead.
Question for you, sir.
Yeah.
How
go.
is that going to happen with a system that's $600?
Jesus, crickets.
I'm waiting.
I just asked you
a question.
How are they going to outsell PS5 and Switch with a $600 system?
First of all, I based that on the fact that it was going to be Halo that was going to do it, and as of right now, Halo is probably not going to do any damn thing because I think that game's in the bushes right now. So I might have to be walking that one back on a walk of shame. I don't know. Maybe I might.
I think you'll be walking back this $600 price point argument too in a couple of months. But continue, sir. Continue.
Wait, gentlemen, real quick. I do want to rope in some other folks in this conversation real quick before you guys proceed. But I want to rope in Nick into this. Nick, what are your thoughts, man?
Well, I think both these guys, besides the insane amount of sexual tension between Forte and Slow-Mo,
you think?
Every time I come on this podcast, I'm like, they haven't banged yet? Jesus Christ. But no, I think both are bringing up valid points. I think Microsoft is going to come out with a $600 console, but I also think PlayStation is going to come out with a $600 console because the thing is we were heard back in 2018. Xbox One X's were outselling the regular Xboxes, and PS4 Pros were doing similar numbers compared to the regular PlayStation 4s. They're looking at that data going, there's a whole market here that will buy a $600 system. And we're also in a different era. People spend $1,000, $1,200, $1,400 on a cell phone. We have moved well past the era of people going, I don't know if I can spend $600 on this. People spend $800, $900 on iPad. We're past this point now. We're past this point with consumer technology. If the consumer wants it, they will pay the price of admission.
Yeah.
In terms of the higher power CPU on PS5, this is good. This was the holdback with the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X. They jacked the GPUs through the roof and then bottlenecked them through Jaguars. That was always the problem.
Jaguars are poo-poo CPUs, and I Nick, to your point real quick about the $600 price point in the phones. I hear you on the phones. We also got to remember phones. People usually subsidize their
I
phones.
don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that.
Don't
Right,
most
yeah,
people
they do.
buy their console on the credit card? Isn't that the same thing?
Well, yeah, I mean it is. Yeah, I mean you're paying interest on it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
But
same thing.
But what I'm saying is that
I don't want to hear that about phones are different than systems. It's not. It's the same.
Same thing.
Same thing.
If you put your system on a credit card and they
It's
give
the
you financing for 12 months or 18 months or whatever the case may be, same thing.
It's no different. Just because if people want to argue,
there is a difference. You're paying interest on a credit card versus with subsidizing. You're not paying.
Not if you get 12 months interest free or 18 months interest free.
I don't buy anything.
Cards are going to give you that.
I don't pay for anything on my credit card if I'm not getting at least 12 months interest free.
Yeah. Let me just preface this in terms of console prices. If you think that Sony's going to come out in Japanese press releases and promise and literally use the phrase up to 8K gaming, and they didn't say media, they said gaming. If you think they're doing anything of that power caliber and you're going to be getting a $399 console again, I want what you're smoking because that's the good stuff.
Thank you. Look, I feel empowered. Nick, you are my new best friend.
I feel that, Nick. I feel what you're saying, but there's a big difference between saying the system's going to come out at $399 and $599. Like I think $499 is where it's going to be at. Now I do understand. Yeah, this the mid-gen refreshes really, and Xbox One X outselling the One S for some months is significant and did kind of signal to these platform holders we might be able to go at $500, but $600. Name, and I know what the argument is going to be. Well, things have changed, Slow-Mo. No, they haven't. Name one $600 system that has sold well.
There's never been a $600 system other than PS3. PS3. And guess what? You're talking
Neo
about
Geo.
Neo Geo. Oh my God, you're talking about back in the 80s, bro, when nobody had any money.
I literally just said in
people had money in the 80s, man. Come
that
on.
has sold well.
We didn't have no money.
Okay, that's you though.
Forte, I had a cousin that had a Neo Geo. He just didn't live around here.
Exactly.
Everyone had a cousin that had a Neo Geo. He's like a unicorn or a myth. Hey man, I heard there's a guy out there who has a Neo Geo. Seriously,
Let's be for real here. What would it? Okay, if the system is $600, what would that system have to do for you to buy it?
It
My
had to have
great games. That's it.
I need a back rub. It may need to give me a happy ending too.
How much you just pay on that? How much you just pay on that PC, Slow-Mo?
Hey, look, man, stop watching my pockets, bro.
I'm not watching your pockets. How much you spend on that PC, Slow-Mo?
That's different. My PC.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is, because my PC is more than just gaming. I would never even got it if it was just going to be for gaming.
On it.
What?
Your cell phone is more than just a phone, but guess what? Most people, the majority of people, only take pictures and make phone calls on it, and they spent $1,000 for that.
All right, look, I'll say this. I think if they're going to charge $600, they're going to have to look. If they're going to charge $600 for these consoles, they're going to have to really show what these consoles can do. That's the only way I'll be okay with it. I think you said play good games or something.
If Microsoft gives you the uncompromised,
hold on, wait. Let me finish. There's got to be a significant upgrade, and by all sorts of imagination, there's going to be. I mean, talking about these CPUs and GPUs, I've already already have Scarlet. I already have seen what next gen is going to do, and if it does that, yeah, great. Then maybe it's worth a $600.
So let me ask you, Enrique.
Mm-hmm.
So you initially spent like $1,300 on your PC, right?
$1,100
or $1,100. Okay, so $1,100. So
yeah, it went on sale on Best Buy. Gave me $230 back.
Okay, but you've been playing games on it. Talk about how amazing they are, right?
Yes.
You got hashtag. I already got Scarlet, right?
Yes.
You paid $1,100, right?
Yes.
Okay, so if you got everything for $600, will you be just as amazed?
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that, B. I'm not even saying that. No, I'm not saying I wouldn't be amazed. I'm saying I'm saying if they show it and people are getting like PC like experiences that we're getting right now, We as in me and Slow-Mo, not Forte, because he got an old GPU. I'm just kidding.
Huh?
I'm joking.
What GPU? What GPU you got?
Hey, stop GPU watching me.
Wait. What GPU you got? You got what, a 2070, right?
Hey, don't hate ray tracing. Leave me alone.
Which
he
is way less
got
than
he
1080.
he has AMD.
Yeah, he has a he has
CPU.
AMD.
No, I got AMD CPU 2700X, but I have an RTX 2070.
2070, which is online with a 1080 that I just got rid of.
Ray tracing. So look.
That you can't even run on your system.
Yes, I can, sir. I can absolutely run it on my
frame
system.
Frame rate's probably.
Let's just get past all that. Look, for one, Enrique's PC is probably better hardware than what the PS5 and Scarlet will be anyway.
And he's still
no, I didn't ask that. I said, do the games look amazing? Or you're impressed?
Yeah,
so
no, absolutely.
If the games aren't on that same caliber, it's going to impress people. So, you know what I mean? When they're looking at a store and they're like, you know, I was thinking about going PC, but if I'm getting an experience that's just as good on a console that I can pay half the price for, why wouldn't I do that? That's just being a smart consumer.
$600 price point.
Yeah, and to Brandon's point too, the biggest problem with PC gaming in general is misconception. Like everyone thinks like my one friend was like, I was talking to him, and he's like, I'm kind of sick of my Xbox, but I don't want to go PC, but there's games I want to play. I'm like, well, keep your Xbox, but I can help you with the PC. He's like, I don't know, man. It's like, I just don't want to pay $1,300 for a GPU. I'm like, what GPU you buying, bro?
Yeah, you don't have to pay.
You know what you can buy. You know what you can buy if the PlayStation or the Xbox comes out at $600. They come out at $600. Do you know how much stuff you can buy for that system that a PC that's probably a little bit slightly better than that would cost? You know how much stuff you could buy with $1,300 for one system?
See, this is really what this comes down to. This is what this comes down to. We're making logical, and I'm not saying nothing that you got, nothing that B-Money or Forte or Nick are saying is inaccurate. It makes sense in you guys' mind. You guys are hardcore gamers. You guys are looking at it from a hardcore gamer standpoint. I'm looking at it that not all of the people who are going to be buying these consoles are hardcore gamers, and that all of them look at that price point and then go through the mental checklist that you guys did. They're going to be like $600. I'm not spending money on that. Case closed. They're not going through. Well, you know, if I got a PC, no, they don't even think about a PC. They ain't never. Some of them don't even know that you can do gaming on PC.
Slow-mo. This is why, you know, you got to take a look at Microsoft's strategy, because like Forte was saying, their end goal is to get you to play Game Pass. So whatever games are in Game Pass, you could play that on your Xbox One X. So all the people who are rocking the S right now or still got the OG, when the X drops to 300, I'll pick up an X now. And they can wait on whatever Scholar's going to be for another 2 or 3 years, because that's what they did for the X in the first place. So they can get that same experience.
If Microsoft was honestly smart, they would make the X the entry level console.
It is going to be.
Right.
If they started saying there, and if they went and said the PS4 Pro is now the base console and PS5 is now your premium console, and then slowly just start shimmying people along the lines in a 3 to 4 year upgrade system, it's not what I want to happen. But I could definitely see them going, if we could sell them a new console every 3 years, and the hardcore, which is our demographic, will go out and drop $600, $700 on it. And then they can get the casual gamers when they drop it $100, $200 at a later date. It's a little more sustainable. And we also have to look at NPD numbers as well. It's going to play into how these companies are reacting. Service numbers are going up. Digital sales are going up. They're making money from a different revenue stream. Now, I don't think they're just thinking, how many consoles can we sell? It's more about how much money can we make off of every person that buys a console from us.
Look, and that's the biggest thing I've been talking about. Sony has more. Not what Slow-Mo's talked about is absolutely correct, but I think that's correct in the mind of Sony, because Sony, their ecosystem is their ecosystem with their system. in order to be in their ecosystem, you have to pretty much own the system to do it. So for them to come out at a price point like $600 could be very detrimental unless they really show this is why you want to have the system. So I agree with PlayStation. Xbox, on the other hand, they don't care what you have in your house. As long as you're playing Game Pass, that's all that matters. And that's why 100% certainty that system's going to come out at a price point that they feel it deems fit for them to sell it at, and because the Xbox One X is going to be the entry model. I believe somebody finally talked some sense into somebody at Microsoft when they were talking about that Lockhart. They were like, why would you bring out another system when you got an Xbox One X that we barely even touched the surface on power with because it's being held back by the older systems? Why won't we just make that the entry point, scrap the Lockhart, save us some R&D and development, and build the system that we know the hardcore really truly want? And it doesn't matter if they buy it or not, because we don't care about the hardware as much as like Sony does. So it's a completely different thought process when it comes to Microsoft than Sony.
Now, okay, so the reason that we heard that they scrapped the Lockhart was that developers did not like having to develop a game with the different SKUs, the different,
and I agree with that.
If they're going to decide, okay, we scrapped the Lockhart, but still go ahead and make games on the Xbox One X, how is that any different?
No, guess why? You know why it's different?
Go ahead. You think just because Scarlet comes out, the games that go in a Game Pass won't be the same?
I think that for a while we'll still get third-party games. I don't know how that's going to work in Game Pass, to be honest, because as new games come out, it doesn't. I mean, is that going to be like a prereq that you got to also be able to have this game be playable and be able to be installed on an Xbox One X or One S? So you is that, I mean, because I mean, at that point you can't tell a third-party publisher or developer who's developing their game, hey, we want you to put this game in Game Pass. So can you also develop this on last gen hardware?
Okay, so if that's the case, that means that Game Pass will be null and void for the Scarlet then.
Exactly.
Because the developers aren't putting brand new games in there day one.
Or they're just not going to really support. They're only going to support last gen, the One X, so much as first party. So you're not going to get new stuff in there, like new third party stuff. And like the next Assassin's Creed is probably not going to be on there. And if it comes into Game Pass, which you probably won't because they got their own thing, whatever, the next game, third party game they get that shows up 90 days after launch, right? That comes into Game Pass will probably be on Scarlet, but not on One X. So you're talking like your DMC 6.
So all the people that have Game Pass right now and don't jump to Scarlet, that means that their Game Pass is null and void then when Scarlet comes out.
Because they said Game Pass is going forward.
Potentially, yeah. I mean, like, because they're going to have to. That's something they're going to have to address at some point. That if you're still supporting older hardware with your own games, cool. That, you know, do more power to you. That's your first party studios. You can have them do that on whatever, however platforms you want to do. They're already making games that are going to be on PC as well. But you just can't make that determination to third party developers. And if they scrap the Lockhart for that very reason, that's still going to be an issue if you're still trying to support the One X. Now, fine, the One X can still be viable. But even on Game Pass, you're going to have as the years go past, it's going to be less and less games available for you to play there, unless they're going to start recycling last gen games in it.
Well, isn't that's what's happening now, though? Some of those games I can't believe still run on a regular Xbox compared to the Xbox One X. I can't even understand what Red Dead Redemption on a regular Xbox even plays like.
It runs like trash. I mean, even Borderlands 3 sucks on
right.
OG Xbox.
But you also got to think that is like kind of when you start look. we're looking at Game Pass, and you're right, Slomo. That is going to be an issue. But guess what? When people start seeing their games like literally struggling like that, the first thing they don't think about like, oh, this is trash, I'm gonna get rid of it. No, they say I need to upgrade.
No.
And that would be a reason for people to upgrade. Now, if they upgrade to a different system or something, that could be something completely different. But once you get that value proposition of something like Game Pass, and you're used to not paying for your games, like paying full price for them, and you start seeing slowdowns on your X because it's being outpaced by the stuff going on in Scarlet, then you might want to use that as a reason to upgrade. And the biggest thing is people got to realize these games are all being made for PC now. All they doing with the Scarlet is making a PC-like experience on a console. So everything that's being made in Game Pass, Destiny 2, that Enrique loves to death, and it's a completely different game when you play it on PC. It's not even remotely the same thing, but that experience is what you're going to get on the Scarlet. You're not going to get that same experience on the Xbox One X, but some people are fine with that. And once they're not fine with it, they're going to do stuff like Enrique did. I want a better experience. Well, Xbox doesn't have a better experience right now. The better experience is the Xbox One X. What's the next best thing? Let me go get a PC. Having if Xbox did have something like a Scarlet out there right now when Enrique wanted to have a better gaming experience, maybe the PC wouldn't have became an option. Maybe the console would have became an option, especially if it can do the same thing that a PC can do.
I think we're all. I see what you're saying, but I do believe that if someone says, "Oh, my One X is struggling to play these games now, I need the upgrade," they're not going to be thinking, "Oh, I'm gonna go with the more expensive Scarlet or the even more expensive PC." Hey, I could upgrade, play these games in a lot better on the system that's not struggling on PlayStation 5. That's cheaper. Okay,
but that also comes down to the point, are you willing to King made this really good point that I laughed at on the Iron Lords podcast. He was talking about Outer Worlds. He was talking about the price proposition on Outer Worlds. He was like, hey, would you love to play Outer Worlds on a system that you might only have to pay $1, $15 at the most to play a brand new IP when it comes out? Or would you want to play for the high price of $60 on a competition system? Yes, the system might be cheaper, but guess what, Slow-Mo? If those games are in Game Pass, or some of those games that you want to play are in Game Pass, why would you jump to another system and leave all the games
every
behind
game in Game Pass going to be at the Outer Worlds level?
It is right now.
No, it's not right now.
It's going on.
What are you talking about?
It's going on Game Pass day
not
one.
Every Xbox Game Studios game is at the level of the Outer Worlds, and you can't say
we're not saying
going into the future.
We're not saying every game is
that
going to be
as an
there.
argument for why someone wouldn't jump ship to PS5 when. Look, I'm not saying it's not possible. What I am saying is that we can't say that like the next Compulsion, Undead Labs, and Exile games are all going to be at that level where if someone's like, hey, look, I can't either. I'm not getting that game on PlayStation at all, or I gotta pay $60 to get the same experience I'm getting from Game Pass. We have to see the quality in Xbox Game Studios games before we can even suggest that argument.
So
yeah, I don't think Game Pass is a thing that would lock somebody to a platform anyway. I don't.
No, yeah.
Just because they got a great deal doesn't mean that they can't find a great experience on a different platform and wouldn't mind
that's why we don't have both systems.
Yeah, I think when people look at Game Pass, they look at it for the value of what it is. And I think, if they did anything like what we did and kind of lock it up for a couple of years, it's like, okay, I'm gonna rock with it because I can get all these games for $2 for the next 3 years. So why would I walk away from that?
And that's another thing. How many people did that?
Yeah,
2022.
Yeah, me too. So I'm sure there's a great deal of people who did that, and I think that the reason that we did it is because we knew what Microsoft was doing. They went out and bought all those studios. So as a consumer, why would you not, want to have all those games available to you day one and not have to spend any additional money? So
right, and
that's just smart.
Yeah. And that's the biggest thing, Microsoft is playing They playing a game of chicken right now. They're basically telling everybody you don't have to own a system to play our games. So that right there should let you know that they don't care about the value proposition of what the system is. They don't care. So if you don't care about the proposition of the system and getting as many people in the system, but then you come out in another post and say we're going to have uncompromised, frame rate. They never said uncompromised. Dude, uncompromised frame rate is way more impactful than uncompromised 4K.
Dude, I don't care about marketing speak, man. It's
Look,
marketing.
But when they say that to me, Slow-Mo, being a PC gamer, when you say uncompromising frame rate, I'm looking at it like this system needs to live up to that expectation. You can't be giving me like, oh, it runs at 50 frames between 50 and 60. No, I'm looking for an experience better than my PC at that point.
Okay, so do you also believe it's going to eat monsters for breakfast?
It's not.
Seriously, like, do you just buy every marketing point that these guys make? Do you think the PS5 is going to be like the greatest thing ever seen? Did you believe all the crazy nonsense that Sony used to say about their consoles in the past? Come on, man. It's marketing talk.
Listen. Hey, wait, let me finish something real quick here. With the uncompromised frame rates. Come on, guys. Like you know that it's not going to be. You know that there's going to be.
Your PC has uncompromising frame rate.
Yeah, but this is not going to be in the same levels of PC, though. I mean, you'll
get
matter.
It still doesn't matter.
Wait.
You're living in a world where the system costs $500. If that system
it still doesn't even matter on the frame rates if your TV can't display the frame rate that your hardware, that your console's doing anyway.
I was going to say.
So why do we care? So why does 60 frames per second matter then?
That's why it's marketing talk. They're just trying to hype you up, and it's not even going to matter.
There is a huge difference between 60 and 30. Don't nobody want to play even at 45.
All right, wait. I will say this, Forte, about your thing about them not caring. My assumption, or how I'm interpreting what you're saying is that you're saying that they don't care about selling consoles, but they do need to sell more consoles though to get people into that ecosystem, especially when you start thinking about. How are they going to, and this is just my observation based on recent MPD numbers, but I'm thinking, they're trying to make up revenue that losing that $60 retail revenue through subscriptions. It's a numbers game basically. You basically are coming in at a lower margin, but you're getting more people in, and it makes up for it at the end of the day, right?
Well, there's a number out there that Microsoft looks at where they break even. They got to get to that number.
But so they do need to sell consoles. I mean, because you can't grow that. You can't grow Game Pass unless you get more people into the ecosystem. You could grow Game Pass through PC.
Come on, man.
Forte. You can. But what I'm saying is, listen, hold on, wait. If you want it, Forte,
games, that's all that matters.
You're not
listening. The games are it will work.
Forte, if you want to, if they want to grow that service, they're going to have to sell more consoles. They're going to have to do that. You telling me that they don't need to sell more consoles to grow? Come on.
Look,
they have 47 million consoles sold right now. If they sold another 30 million. You got to think that 30 million, the additional 30 million, those are potential new Game Pass subscribers.
Let me ask you, do y'all think they're going to sell 40 million systems next generation? Even if the system's $500, do y'all think they're going to sell 40 million?
Yeah, I do.
I think it's going to be around 40.
It'd be around 40. Yeah. So they'll pretty much match what they're doing now.
Yeah.
And they're not going to do more. And guess what? They're going to still be perfectly fine. You know why? Because Game Pass doesn't just scan across that one system. That's all they care about. Everything is tied to Game Pass. And people hate it, but that's all it's tied to at this point. That's all they care about. If you play it on a toaster, a mobile phone, or your Xbox, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter where you do it and what means of way you can actually do it. It does not matter. The system will be there for the people. Like we always said, it's an option. The system is there for an option. And if you want to play it on a system,
but they are a business. They are a business. They're going to want to grow that ecosystem. That's my point. So
okay, so what happened?
Making manufacturing consoles that are going to collect dust because you priced it too far out of the market is not a smart idea.
So when Microsoft switched over all of their when they switched over Office from a paid service to a subscription service, they lost money because they got everybody paying $10 a month.
They don't have everyone. They don't have everyone paying $10 a month. You can actually buy it for $150 and own it for the lifetime.
Oh yeah, if you get the lifetime, for one PC, for one PC.
They're not.
Just brought that back.
No, they just did They just did it as an option for people.
They did that as an option just recently because people are complaining about it. You're right. You're right about that. I pay the $10 a month, but the biggest thing is this. Ultimately, it really just comes down to what you want as a gamer. If you want a console, play on a console. If you want a PC, play it on a PC. If it's going to be something that's going to be mobile and xCloud hopefully has some type of offering tied to Game Pass, that will be another option for you too.
Yeah,
we got to get out of that mindset of thinking that just because they're not selling a lot of systems, that the service isn't going to be great, because ultimately Microsoft is a service-based company, and they know what they're doing when it comes to services.
I don't think anyone said that their service isn't great.
I didn't say their service wasn't great. I'm just saying they know what.
But no, I want to go. I want to go to the live chat real quick because OBM, One Bad Mother, brought up a good point. He says they want console sales. The strategy is misinterpreted. The console is still a leg of the stool. I think that's a great point.
That's all it is.
Yeah,
25% of the leg.
I do. I do want to wrap up this topic though. Eric, any thoughts on this, man? Before we wrap up.
Oh man, you guys got it.
All right, man.
Which way do you lean? Eric, which way are you on? Are you on the side of a higher end price or lower end price?
I'm on kind of the same side as B. Like they, if you offer me and you show me like the product I want to see in games, I'll drop the bag on you.
That's all I care. That's what I want.
And if the system is up to par and the games and the product is there, but I'm not gonna drop another bag on you and you giving me promises.
And that's how I feel, and that's why I said I wasn't going to buy the system until they showed me what it does.
Yeah, you show up, I'll show out.
We've been saying that. We've been saying that for the last 2 years.
I'll take some of that 2K money. I'll take some of that 2K money and give it to Microsoft.
We have been saying that for the last couple of years. I do want to get to the last topic, gentlemen, because it's we're getting close to the end of the show here. Wow. Bethesda. What's that saying? What did Al Pacino say? Just when I thought I'm out, they pull me right back in.
They pull me right back in.
Yeah. I gotta.
You in the toilet.
Yeah. What? And I'm not trying to beat the dead horse here with Fallout 76. We all know about the challenges that Fallout 76 has had since its launch last November, and I don't know, like. I don't know how to. When I saw this, guys, I was like, "What? Like, what? Why? Why are they doing this?" So, for those of you guys who don't know, Bethesda is with Fallout 76. They have decided to lock behind a paywall some features to Fallout 76. So basically, what they're doing is they're giving I think it's like 13. Well, basically, you get like a $100 annual subscription, right? Or you could pay. I think it's like $13 a month, right? And basically, what you're getting with this, so it's $13 a month, $100 a year. Basically, what you're getting, Bethesda's calling this a premium membership that offers something players have been asking for since before launch. I don't think any gamer has been asking. No, nobody's asking for, hey, charge me more money, take my money. And so basically what they're saying is players have been asking for these things since launch. Private worlds for you and your select friends. So they want to charge you for private parties and servers, right? You get a scrap box, which is unlimited storage for crafting components. You get a survival tent, a new placeable fast travel point within the stash. You get atoms. You'll receive 1,650 atoms per month to use in the atomic shop. You get a ranger armor outfit, an iconic Fallout outfit exclusively for members. Ooh. Iconic icons and emotes pack. Unique icons and emotes available only to members. You know, guys, just when I think it can't get... Look, I don't know how you guys feel about this, but given the challenges that Fallout 76 has had, given some of the promises they made about the game, and when the game released, that was released broken, and there was bugs from previous Fallout games that somehow magically made their way to this game. I gotta be honest with you guys, I was kind of shocked to read this, because to me, like, if the fans are asking this, and given some of the issues that this game has had, remember I'm not gonna talk about rehashed Canvas Gate. Remember that with the duffel bags or whatever it was. I'm just really surprised that they're putting this behind a paywall, and they're asking for additional $100 a year or $13 a month. I think given the issues that this game has had, I think the right thing would have been for Bethesda to say, hey, you know what, guys, we heard you loud and clear. Here we're gonna offer you the opportunity to do this, this, and this for free. And then, if they want to throw in some microtransactions in there, fine, whatever. But
whatever. They're dead.
but I want to go to our esteemed guest this evening, Nick. Nick, what are your thoughts about this, man? Do you think this is kind of a head scratcher?
Yo, Nick's been gone for about 10 minutes, man.
Oh, he left?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. All right. So I'll go to you, Eric.
I might be wrong in saying this, but I kind of feel like, once again, we have kind of like the Bethesda thing where they still feel like they're the Bethesda of the 360 generation, right? And they kind of feel like they can just push, and kind of throw some things out there, and their fans are going to like keep covering for them. That's kind of how I look at it. That's kind of how I looked at when they pushed Fallout 76 out there. It's like, we can kind of do this because we've seen like Bethesda fans it's always been sort of a defense. But I think in some ways that has worn off, and I think they've overplayed their stroke and they fell out.
But they keep overplaying this stroke. I mean, like,
and they keep falling out, and they keep trying.
I've never
Literally
seen a
falling
publisher / developers be so completely out of touch
right.
to what the perception of them and their game is with the overall gaming community. I've never seen someone just can be just so oblivious to what people think about them and what people think about certain ideas that they've come up with. Like, this is more expensive than Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
And Game Pass provides 200 games.
Right. But you know what, too, Slow-Mo? And I'll let you continue. It is partially the fault of some of those Bethesda fans.
Yeah, talk about it. I've been seeing this.
Yeah. Because they kept making every time, like, people who were somewhat fans or maybe not fans, like, yo, why y'all keep giving them passes for these buggy games and this and this and that? Mm-hmm. No, you don't understand. It's the charm, and I just love the story and blah blah. And it's like you build a monster off of that.
Yep, I agree 1,000%. Their games have been buggy for years. Same bugs from Fallout 3 are in Fallout 76, and it's because they refuse to update their engine. And then even when they said they were going to update their engine, they're updating the wrong parts of it. The logic part of their engine is the reason why their games are so freaking buggy, and they're leaving that alone because they don't want to upset the modding community. You wouldn't have to have such a strong modding community if your games weren't so completely unfinished when you release them. It's like the chicken and egg analogy. It's like this is come on, like this wouldn't be a problem. You wouldn't need to have people coming out with mods to have a better UI for Fallout 76 if your UI wasn't straight garbage.
Right.
Yeah. You guys are right. I mean, I think a lot of the excuses that people have, I mean, like when they released a broken game, I mean, I saw people out there saying, oh, it's not a big deal. It's charming. It's a big open world. What do you expect? I'm like, I expect a game in 2018 to work when it's released. I don't expect games to crash. I expect them to work. And I don't believe Bethesda when they say, hey, we heard our fans. We're giving you what you want. Nobody fucking wants to spend an extra $100 a year for a tent, a private server with 7 of your friends. Maybe you do, but I don't think most people do.
If I want to go on a tent, I'm going out with my friends to a real campsite.
You're going with Slow-Mo.
Yeah, Slow-Mo. Make sure you bring. We only need one sleeping bag, Slow-Mo. Remember?
No.
Okay.
No, sir.
Okay. All right.
Oh boy.
Oh my God,
Cut
y'all are
that tension.
crazy.
With
we
the
gotta
knife.
we gotta make Nick's dream come true.
Oh, okay. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah.
Oh man, yo, Ryan Landis in the chat said Bethesda's game engine is old enough to vote.
Wow.
Oh Jesus Christ! It probably is that goddamn.
Yeah, it probably is.
Yeah,
The source code of it goes all the way back to Fallout 2. So
It's the ham engine. That's what it's called. It's the ham engine. It's filled with nitrates and shit.
it's at least trying to drive right now.
Yeah, I just, guys, I was shocked by this. Seriously, man. Like, I was like, who I'd love to be a fly on the wall inside Bethesda Studios and listen to whoever thought this was a good idea to do. I mean, speaking of again, not to rehash the whole bad gate and the game launching broken and Todd Howard and promising all these things at E3 that never came to fruition, and now this. It's like, come on, guys. Like, let's, like, hey, you know the sad thing is, people are going to support this. People are going to support it. But I guess,
don't know.
hey,
I
more
think-
power
I
to them,
think-
though. More power to them.
I
if they want
think
to.
not just the overall gaming community, but I think a lot of the Bethesda fanboys have kind of woken up too. Like, you don't see the outright defense force defending Bethesda
Yeah.
like they used
That's
to.
true, yeah.
Yeah, because when Fallout 76, when people were saying Fallout 76 was looking spooky, there were a lot of people like, "Shut your mouth!
It's not
Don't you dare say this about Bethesda. They are golden. They are God." It was just like,
Yeah.
dude, seriously? And then, like, I mean, like, their games are
Dorothy
ugly,
Mantooth is a
ham-fisted
saint.
characters. Are you serious? And they were
Exactly.
just like, "No, they're beautiful." And
Yeah.
now it's just like, people they may feel that way, but they don't say it verbally no more. I mean, look, I've been hating on Bethesda for years. And I feel vindicated in how the gaming community has finally looked at them. Like, when Fallout 4 came out, and I was just like, yo, this game ain't really all that great. And it was getting hundreds in reviews and 90s. And I was just like, what are people seeing? I don't get it. Like, do I need LASIK? Like, what is happening here? I don't understand why people like this game so much. It's just a really basic story with a gazillion side quests that people just get lost in. It's just not my kind of RPG. Sorry, but that I understand people that love
That
those kind
sounds
of
that
games.
sounds like Skyrim to me.
Yeah, it's
Well, I mean,
basically, well, you're right, Forte. It's
Fallout,
Skyrim
it's
in the
literally
future.
the same game, with just one's a medieval setting and the other one's
Medieval times.
post-apocalyptic. It's
Yeah.
it's very similar outside the VAT system. So yeah, I mean, it's freaking Bethesda. I just
Not
tell
to
you,
mention the ham faces in Fallout 4.
Oh my god! I tell you what, Slow-Mo,
Yeah.
your boy Young A. As soon as that news dropped, that dude had a video up right away. I'm like,
yeah, he was probably drooling in.
oh,
the
he
video.
was roasting them big time, man. I mean, you know, I was, but he literally had a video like 5 minutes after like that news dropped. Go ahead for not Forte, B.
Man, Bethesda need to get their ass out of here. I don't know what's been going on with them lately. Like, they push back Doom. They come out with this nonsense. You know what I mean? They haven't had like Wolfenstein, the
Youngblood.
the game that came out, Youngbloods, earlier this year.
Trash.
What wasn't that great? I don't know what they're doing over there. They headed down the wrong direction. You know what I mean? In this generation. Hopefully Doom is good when it comes out next year. Hopefully this delay is warranted and they really put the work in and deliver a solid product. Because I think going into next gen, if you ain't right, man, people ain't gonna be paying attention to you. You already soured your, you know what I mean, a lot of fans with this whole Fallout 76 nonsense. Now you're trying to come out with this, you know, annual pass thing, charging people $13 a month for nonsense in a game that people ain't playing anyway. So,
Hey, B.
Facts.
B. You know what they did? They actually gave people a reason to go try Outer Worlds now, because you know Outer Worlds is made by Fallout's two original creators, Tim Kaine and Leonard. I forget his last name. I can't remember his last name, but you know, and that game comes out on Friday, and everyone.
Yeah.
I think the appeal of that game, people are like, oh, this looks like a Fallout game that could, or not like, it looks like a proper Fallout type game, right? The Fallout we all want, you know, that works.
this annual pass was nothing but a middle finger to all the Fallout fans in my eyes. It's like, yeah, we know you're loyal, so give us more money. And people who got any common sense, man, give them the middle finger back and go play Outer Worlds and have a great time and fucking forget Bethesda even existed. If
I
they're
tell
gonna
you,
treat their fans like this, just fucking move on, man.
yeah. I'll tell you what, B.
Yeah,
I wish.
the Outer Worlds reviews are looking really, really good. And actually, there was some feedback from some people. Even the negatives I thought were positives to me. Like I
Yeah.
think it was Greg Miller that said it wasn't enough like Fallout for him, like the sandbox he feel, which to me is a positive because back at last gen, Western RPGs were either like a BioWare game or a Bethesda game. And I've always been on the side of the BioWare games because they had tighter narratives. And even though it wasn't so like big, huge open world to do whatever in, the characters had more depth to them. And the stories were generally better. And the Outer Worlds seems to be, from what I haven't played it yet, but from what people are saying, like a mix of both. And I think I want to quote something that Skill Up has said in his review of it. He said the game's great, but he said that he thinks that Greedfall that came out a couple of months ago, well actually just last month, Greedfall was received so well because people have been missing that kind of RPG. We haven't had that kind of RPG in a long, long time, and people wanted that kind of RPG, but Greedfall wasn't really all that good. This game gives you that, and it's really that good. Yeah, I feel like for you Bethesda fans that are defending this, just stop defending them and just go over and become fans of Obsidian, because they're going to be the only developer really giving you what you want, and not trying to, hit you with a expensive service for one game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And because I think this service that they're trying is definitely the result of the defense of Fallout 76. Because honestly, what they gave out, and I'm not trying to dunk on, I didn't play Fallout 76. I just kind of lived vicariously through the people who I know cared about it. No. I mean, I saw the reactions. I saw the reactions, and even down to, when they did the collector's editions and stuff like that, and now it's trickling down into like the other games, like Wolfenstein Youngblood. Like you used to be able to you used to be able to set your watch to those like Machine Games and Arcane and stuff like that, and go, hey, they're going to
software, it's software. Yeah, they used to be the quality that you could rely on when Bethesda let you down. You'd be like, what, it's all right. I still got the Evil Within. I still got Doom. I still got Wolfenstein, and now it's
Dishonored
it's like that. Yeah, because it's like now the think is starting to spread.
Yeah, even Akumi left and walked away from her game that she was working on over there. So it's just like, what the fuck is going on at Bethesda? That they, something's going on behind the scenes.
And B, that was crazy because she was a focal point of E3.
Right.
She really was, yeah.
And they handed it. It was like that was her game, and then she dipped.
Yep.
Kind of like unceremoniously in a way.
Yeah.
So
that's a good point, E.
But she's been making the rounds, and she's got a following, and people want to see what she's going to do, so that's crazy. And they never really said anything about it.
Yep. No, that was kind of like swept under the rug, man. I was surprised they'd never really even commented on it.
Mm-hmm.
At least to my knowledge, I don't think
something about her working with somebody now. I need to find the tweet.
She was hanging out with Kamiya. They were kind of joking about. They were kind of like joking about
bring back Okami.
Okami, yeah.
Bring Okami, yeah.
Yeah.
But it was like joking, but not joking. It seemed like.
I think that game's coming.
I wouldn't be surprised.
So she might have found her landing spot.
Yeah, no, I think so.
That'd be sweet. Link up with Platinum.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what's sad, guys. I grew up a fan of Bethesda. Elder Scrolls, Fallout.
Trash. Goodness gracious.
You guys are just
set that shit on fire.
No, but I did like Fallout 3. It took place in DC. Maybe there's a little bit of nostalgia there for me. I enjoyed Elder Scrolls, Morrowind on the OG Xbox.
Oh gosh, I hate Morrowind so much.
Oh, I loved it. Oblivion. So for me, it's like this sucks because I actually was and did enjoy a lot of the Bethesda games, but the fuckery is just too much now. I'm just like, I'm over it now. I'm like, it's done. You know, the best games that they do now, anything coming out of Bethesda or tied to Bethesda is stuff they're publishing at this point.
Right.
See, and like Slomo said, like those things that I've been hearing are what now have me interested in the Outer Worlds. Like hearing that it has like a Mass Effect type flow to it. And I even heard, like, you know, like Jez said, and I think someone else said it too, it's like, you know, you get that Firefly vibe from it, that Cowboy Bebop vibe. But the greatest part of it is it's built to do multiple playthroughs. It's not going to sit and waste your time with some open world that's just open to be open.
Yeah.
And it's got in that linear appeal to it is kind of what's attracting people because it's respecting your time.
Right.
Yeah,
So it seems to be taking the best parts of what people love about something from like the Fallout games and taking it to a different level. And then they said too, it's not even, from what they can tell, not even running into any major bugs.
Yeah, especially and on PC too, it's not really running into major bugs.
Yeah,
that's because it's not being made on the creation engine. It's being made on the Unreal engine.
That's not the creation engine for Slow-Mo. It's the ham engine.
Ham face engine.
Yeah.
Now I wish Nick was still here because Nick has been like decreeing Obsidian and or like championing their name for like a long time and saying like this is a developer that you guys really should be paying attention to, and that's a really good pickup for Microsoft.
Oh, great acquisition from Microsoft, hands down.
And there are people who were in the know. There were also a lot of frauds like, oh my God, Obsidian, and they went right to the Google machine.
Right, when they had no idea what they worked on.
Exactly.
What's KOTOR 2? What is KOTOR 2?
Yeah, what's a KOTOR? I don't even know.
What is a KOTOR? What is that? Is that a
right. So this could be definitely that game that starts to elevate them even more. Really make them like a household name.
I mean, like for me, I had no idea who Obsidian was when Knights of the Old Republic 2, the Sith Lords came out. I was mad BioWare didn't do it. And I almost just dismissed it outright. Like, what is this foolishness? Why is BioWare not making it?
I had Forte. Slow-Mo, I did too. I think a lot of people did. I remember a lot of people being hot.
You said Forte. You're right.
Yeah.
But then I played it and I was like, oh, they made improvements to the gameplay. They made it like with the different stances and Jedi fighting styles and how it changed how you fought. Like there was one fighting style that was just like deflecting all laser fire. Like you didn't even have to do anything.
And the Wu-Tang.
You would just stand there and all laser fire coming at you would get deflected back to the enemies. It was amazing. Then there was another fighting style that was specific to fighting other Jedi with lightsabers. So it's like when you would get to a particular enemy that you had to fight, you had to make sure you chose the right style or you could just end up getting caught up really, really badly. It was great with that. Story wasn't as good as BioWare's story, but still a good story. And it was just, from then on, I was like, yeah, Obsidian, I'm cool with them. I had to really start looking into other stuff they were doing. And when Microsoft bought them, I'm like, yeah, this is a great buy. This is a great acquisition.
That acquisition is actually the one acquisition I was most excited for. Just because of what they did with KOTOR 2 and then what they did with Fallout Vegas, and but the reviews, like I don't know if it was you Slow-Mo or you Eric, but somebody was saying it's not this big open world for the sake of being open, that it's a little more linear and it stays to the game. It's got great dialogue, interesting characters. It's got the reputation system. And it's got an interesting story too. Like it's like it deals with like corporations, like capitalism, like corporations, like basically running society. And you're the main protagonist, and you were in a cryo chamber for I forget like 70 years or something. You land on this planet, and your perspective is much different than the people that are living in this world. And so there's this conflict there with trying to like say, hey, look, guys, this is not the way it's supposed to be. When this is all they know. So I can't wait to play the game.
No,
I like the premise a lot.
Yeah.
It's like I said, it's like I said on DM the other day. I said I think we are going to be a very good test bed for this game because, except for Enrique, like I'm not sure about Forte, but I know like B and Slow-Mo, like you guys aren't huge Fallout guys either. So.
Oh, my wife is a Fallout fan in my family.
Okay. But I think it's going to be interesting as we play through this game and kind of dialoguing about it. you know, I'm hyped to play it. You know what I'm saying? And I was hyped when they first kind of like started talking about the game, and the first thing, like I said, the first thing I heard was it's 25 to 30 hours.
Yeah,
because
that was right on my alley.
Yeah, because I'm getting to a point now when I start seeing that a game is 100+ hours, I'm like, I don't have time for that.
Yeah, that's very true. It's for, I guess, for us guys that are now, you got families, you got full-time jobs, you got all these other responsibilities. Hearing a game is like upwards of 80+ hours or more is very intimidating. You don't even want to start it because you don't want to get hooked in. Like, daggone Fire Emblem Three Houses, I probably would have never played the game if I would have knew how many hours I was going to end up sinking into it. Like, I'm now at like 170+ hours into that game. I would have never done this if I knew it was going to be like that before I got hooked.
But sometimes it's good to be surprised by something like that. And
I don't regret it whatsoever. That game's my game of the year. But it's just, I have Dragon Quest 11 on my PS4. I've yet to play it because everyone that I know, that's played it says like it's going to be like a 70-hour game. I'm like, every time I'm thinking about playing that or something else, I choose the game that's going to be shorter. So
yeah, and that's not. And the thing is, that wasn't a problem, some years ago because games weren't hitting as frequently as they do now. I mean, we're getting inundated with games nonstop. Used to have more dry months and more dry spells or whatever. Yeah. And there's just games that keep coming, and it's hard to balance it all. Like you said, on top of that with the family and everything else. So when I get something like a Plague Tale, that's a really deep, really good game, and it's like 7 to 10 hours, I'm like, bring it.
Yeah, I still got to play that.
When you get a Hellblade or something like that, I'm like, bring it, because I don't feel like I lost anything by playing a shorter game. It respected my time and gave me a good experience. I'm good with that.
Right. Yeah, After Party comes out. After Party from Night School Studios comes out next Tuesday.
Yep.
Yeah. Tuesday next week. That one's going to be a shorter game with a great story. If it's anywhere near the quality of Oxenfree, which is their previous game, it's probably going to be pretty good. And that's going to be a short one that you can get through within a week. And
in Game Pass.
Yeah, and that's in Game Pass. Then you got like Star Wars is coming. Death Stranding.
By the way, guys, how good does Star Wars sound though? Like people describing it as Metroidvania type game.
I was listening to Podcast on Lock, and it said it's like Brian was saying it's not the game that people are thinking in terms of like just jumping in hack and slash. Like he said, it's a deep game. He said it's got some deep systems.
Right.
Yeah, like you said, Enrique, Metroidvania, and then like it's got RPG elements, and
looks like that combat's kind of deep too.
Yeah, deep combat system. Yeah, I'm telling you, I think that game is gonna be the sleeper for this holiday.
I think so too.
Yeah, you know what? So many people after they showed it at E3, so many people were like, "Man, this game looks real basic. It looks." It doesn't look deep at all. I'm like, how do you get that from a trailer? They didn't even show a skill tree or anything, and people
get a job, Grouch.
Really asinine takes sometimes. It's the same thing with the Avengers. Oh, this looks real janky. This doesn't look good at all. All you saw was one tutorial prologue.
It did look janky,
and you acting like you know what the full game is like. Can you just wait? Now, all of a sudden, people are like, "Oh, he looks really good now." I mean,
it did look janky
more than 5 minutes, but it's. I don't think it looked janky at all. Actually,
I thought it did. We had this conversation. I remember going back and forth with me, Forte, you, but OB in the live chat says Metrovania meets Sekiro, and I think that's what Brian. I think Brian described that too on Podcast Unlocked. That it was kind of like a Sekiro type combat meets Metrovania. And I heard that, and you could see, like, did you see his like facial react? Like, did you see it? Brian was like you could just tell the excitement, the hype in his face when he's talking about this game.
Yep.
Yeah,
I think that's what I'm saying. That's what their impression or his impression and the panel. It got me even more hype.
Yeah, me too, man. So, yeah,
when they showed it again recently, I said I think they went back. They definitely went back and put more polish into it.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I mean, it's Respawn. It's Respawn, but I did not have this game on my radar though. Like, I'm a big Star Wars fan. The new Star Wars movie comes out in December, but I still was like not really.
The game got me more excited for the movie than the movie got me excited for the game.
That's true. I agree with
Facts.
that.
Yeah,
Yep.
I agree with that too.
I'll go
Yeah.
sign that for you.
Yep. That's
I'm
what
actually
waiting
more
for today.
excited. I went out and bought the tickets for Star Wars, the movie, day one, only because of all this information for the game came out.
Hmm.
Yeah,
But they
No,
said the game is also built. Ryan's getting the impression that it's also built for like replayability. Like you may not unlock everything or do everything in that one playthrough.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. I mean, we've been clamoring for a good Star Wars game for some time now. I can't remember the last good Star Wars game I played, to be honest with you guys.
And I think
been a
that
minute.
kind of goes to the point of what Shadow Spade said. He said, "How crazy is it that game flies? This game flies in the face of everything EA say they want in gaming." And my response back to him is that's because Vince, the guy that runs Respawn, does not allow EA to have any say in their
No.
game. They don't
Mhm.
use that trash Frostbite engine. They
Mhm.
do not tell them how to make their games. And I mean, I thought I heard there's not going to be like crazy microtransactions in this one either, which is also another EA staple of their games. You know, I wish BioWare had that kind of autonomy, but unfortunately, no. So you know, it's interesting, but I'm happy for it because I think if it wasn't that way with Respawn and Respawn didn't have that independence from EA, we would not be talking about this game in any kind of positive note that we're talking about it right now.
We'd be talking about the fuckery that EA's doing with this game and microtransaction. That's what we'd be talking about.
Have they announced whether they're going to do a season pass or not?
No, I haven't heard anything like that.
I'm
But I
not
mean,
aware of
it may be something out there. I just haven't heard it.
Yeah, I haven't heard that either.
Because I mean, without cause the first two Star Wars games they did were Battlefront games, and they kind of just updated them throughout the year. You know what I mean? Until like the next movie came out. So I just wonder if they would drop little pieces of content. You know what I mean? Throughout the year until to the next lead up.
You know, it's definitely possible. I know they work with Disney. Actually does some hiring for EA in regards to the Star Wars games, and the people that they're hiring. I've seen some of their job announcements. It's mostly cinematic trailer stuff and narrative team. So pretty much like Disney wants to make sure that any Star Wars games that EA comes out with are all canon and the stories all line up to whatever they're doing on the cinema side of things.
Right.
So it's possible that they got other stuff coming out that's going to kind of tie into more stuff they may be doing on like Disney Plus and the next trilogy that for Star Wars after this one. So that could definitely be possible. I think they probably do have something planned because they usually don't just drop a game and that's it. Moving on to the next one.
Right.
That don't really happen with EA games.
Right.
But this is a huge game though for Respawn because it's sort of like the transition that Guerrilla made from doing Killzone.
Yeah,
It's showing how they can spread their wings and do more than one type of game.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
They actually hired a lot of people to make this game. This isn't their main team that did Titanfall.
Mm-hmm.
That team is mostly working on Apex Legends.
Okay.
So yeah, like this is like basically a lot of their veterans who became like directors and leaders, and then they hired a lot of people to come in and work on that have already had experience in making like third person perspective action games, and really got that done, which is smart. Like bring in the people who done this before. Don't don't try to wing it yourself and think you know what you're doing when you don't.
Right.
It's a really good idea, and it's I know because I know a lot of people were doubting Respawn, saying, "Oh, they only make first-person shooters. This isn't a first-person shooter. It's not going to be good." You know those stupid hot takes I talk about. Like, give them a break, give them a shot before you already shoot it down.
Right.
I mean, when has Respawn really made a bad game?
I can't think it.
They don't.
They don't make bad games, so
No.
like
even Apex Legends was good.
Yeah, but even before they were Respawn, they were
They made the best Call of Duty games.
Yeah, they made the best Call of Duty
Facts.
games before they left, and Vince took the bulk of Infinity War with him to EA. So yeah, they make good games. They don't drop a bad game, period. So I'm all in for it, man. I can't wait.
Yep.
Yeah, no, definitely looking forward to it. Like I said, it's a game that's been under my radar, but it's back on now after watching that episode of Podcast Unlocked. So, gentlemen, we do need to wrap up the podcast. Go Nats! They're up 8-2. They just blew it wide open in the top of the seventh.
It went from 6-2 to 8-2. Oh yeah,
yeah, they're up. Yeah, it's just, I told people. It's funny. I told a lot of people. No one picked this team to win the World Series. I was telling my friends that they're going to win. They're either going to sweep or win in 5. And people looked at me like I was crazy. I'm like, look, they're the hottest team right now. Yeah. The hottest team. So,
what do you get hot right before playoff time?
Yeah, especially the long season. Absolutely. So, want to give a big shout out to our special guest this evening, Undead 3. Oh shoot, now I forgot his. Eric, what is it again?
Undead 3XVI.
Undead 3XVI. Nick, as you know him on the Twitters. If you're not following him, definitely follow him. Great dude. Really enjoyed having him come on, and we'll have to get him back on again soon. So big shout out to everyone in the live chat, guys. Thank you so much for coming out, hanging out with us, and remember hit that like button if you haven't done so already. And a big shout out to the panel as well: Slow-Mo, Forte, Eric, and B Money. Gentlemen, always a pleasure, guys, to talk video games with you. So
absolutely,
Eric, yeah. Very, very passionate conversations, but always a great time, guys. So on that note, PC Master Race is out, and we'll catch you guys.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, we'll catch you guys next Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Peace.
Peace.
Later.